Hi, welcome to the channel and to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to change the color of different elements of an image. It could be to one element or several elements. For example, in this case, we want to highlight the color of her eyes and her lips. And we start with this image, and by adding a couple of adjustment layers, we have this version of the image. So that's the goal of the tutorial. Learn how to change color to different elements of the image. So let's begin. We start by opening the image on our file explorer. Go to Open, browse the folders, for example in the practice files, and then we locate it and open the image. There we have it. We're going to start doing the changes by applying adjustment layers. What are adjustment layers? Are special layers that allow us to make changes to the image, for example to the brightness, to the color, or different color effects without affecting directly the pixels. So you avoid permanent changes and you can modify it later. So you go to this icon right here, click on that, and this will allow you to add an adjustment layer. In this case, I'm going to be using hue and saturation adjustment layer. That is very effective to make color changes. Now, when I apply it, I have two sections of my adjustment layer. I have the adjustment layer of hue and saturation and also a mask for that adjustment layer. So, the adjustment layer that opens the options for changing hue, saturation and lightness, and then we have a mask so we can choose in which part of the image the effect will be applied. So we can have a non-destructive workflow and make changes whenever we want, because this method will allow you to make changes later and also select which part of the image will have the effect applied. Because in a mask, white shows the effect and black hides the effect. Now let's add the color. First we select the adjustment layer section, and then over here we make sure to check this colorize. This will have the whole image with the color applied, but that's why we need to remove the color to select which part we really want. For that, we select the mask. As you can see now, everything is in white, but if I press Command I or Control I on Windows, everything is black on the mask, so the effect is hidden. Now it's time to select which part of the image I want to apply the color effect, because right now everything is hidden behind the mask in black. So to do that, I'm gonna be changing to another tool, the brush tool over here, brush tool. So I make sure that I'm going to be painting in white. If you see that black is up front, you press X and this will switch between white and black. Now that I'm painting in white, I can change the size of the brush and I can start painting on the area where I want to show the color effect. Right now, don't worry about this color that is showing, because you can always change that color later. Just focus on selecting the right area that you want to apply the color effect, because that's one of the advantages of adjustment layers, that you can always change and modify the color and the property of any of the adjustment layer properties. For example, right here I'm just focusing that my eye is totally covered with the color effect. Let's do it to the other eye. And remember this, if you make a mistake, for example, you paint outside of the eye, you can always press X again and then you will be painting with black, and black remove and hide the color effect. So you'll be switching between white and black, white for showing and black for hiding. Now to select the specific color I want, I go back to the adjustment layer options, I click here on the layer, and then the panel is open again, and now I can modify the color and choose the one that I really want. First the hue, then the saturation, that's the intensity of the color, and lightness give me if it's a bright or dark color. Now you can select the mask again to keep perfecting your selection. With white you add, and with black you hide. So once your final color is selected, you can always keep improving. You can improve the color or you can improve the mask, so you always have the chance to make mistakes and fix it, because this is a non-destructive method. And there you have it, the color of the eyes are changed. before and after. Now, every time you want to make a change to a new element, you have to add a new adjustment layer. For example, here I want to change the color of the lips. For that, I go back again to the adjustment layer icon and select hue and saturation, and this creates a new adjustment layer. Any new color, any new element should be its own adjustment layer. Go back here to colorize again. If you don't choose colorize and start changing the color, what happens is that you are missing the original color of the image with the color of the hue panel. So the hue panel color that you are seeing is not the color that you are getting. So that's why it's important to select colorize. Now with colorize, you select the layer mask. Right now it's white, but with Command I it's black, so the effect is hidden totally. And then you can, with the brush tool, you select the brush tool here on the panel of tools. And then with white, make sure you have painting with white. You can start painting the areas where you want to bring the color. So don't worry about the original color that you are seeing here, because you can always change it. If you make a mistake, you paint with black, X, switch between white and black. Right now, I'm not able to see the color totally, so that's why I'm gonna paint a random color, a color that I can really see to make my selection better. Don't worry that this color is not the final color. It's just to make my mask and be able to see it better. So I'm painting with white all the areas that I want to show. If you want to change the size of your brush, right click and then you can access the brush size and change it to a brush size that is more convenient for your selection. Make sure to select the whole lip. And now we can focus on the color, the real color that we want. We go back to the adjustment layer section. We click and then we have access to this color panel where we can change the hue, intensity with saturation, and how dark or bright we want it with the lightness option. So remember, you can go always to the layer mask and keep adjusting with white you show and with black you hide. And this way you can always improve your selection. So here you have it, a way to improve and change the color to some areas of your image. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. See you next time.